guys, welcome back to Modded Minecraft Classroom. I'm Celestiele, and I am here with Protius, and we are about to learn a whole bunch of stuff about modded. And that's it. Quick and easy.
All right, let's go. Welcome to the classroom, version 1, because later it will be more advanced.
Oh, this is nice.
This is the basic floor from Cooking for
Very
Blockheads,
old
which is the
school.
next mod.
Yay, very old
yeah,
school kitchen. I like that.
it comes in other colors as well, so you can change. I believe it's just the like grayish, blackish part. Yeah, so you can change it to all 16 colors of the Minecraft rainbow, including actual like black instead of this standard blackish color. So
it's like a dark gray, like a
yeah,
charcoal even.
yeah, but it's the only one that's not a regular part of the Minecraft thing. And you have to craft the basic floor to get the colored floors because you just dye them.
Okay. And it's block of quartz and block of coal, or black concrete and white concrete.
Right, but you get more if you do the coal and quartz because they're more valuable resources.
Oh, that's a good. I forget to look over there and see. I noticed that the other day.
Yeah.
When I was making string.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of recipes that have multiple inputs that change the outputs, like usually in how much you get.
Yeah. Very nice.
Okay. Yeah. So this is it's a very basic
fridge.
kitchen. Yep.
Kitchen cabinets.
Countertops, a toaster. Yep.
Kitchen counter.
An oven.
A fruit basket.
Yep. A sink.
A double sink, look at that. Milk jar. And a cow in a jar?
Uh-huh. It's an infinite source of milk. It produces milk passively.
Well, alright then.
So the milk jar you can fill with milk, but then the cow in a jar fills itself with milk, basically. Because it's a cow in a jar.
Okay.
So
I'm not going to ask how we get a cow in a jar, but okay.
We'll get there. That was the anvil squishing I mentioned earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's very fun. Yeah, so the fridge, as you may be able to tell, is where you put food. You can also put food in any of these other
Your right click to open.
Right click to open.
Alright,
so
alright, nice.
Obviously there's nothing in it.
Storage.
Yeah. And there is in this cabinet, this one here. If you look in,
chamber,
yep.
Heating unit, ice unit.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm going to explain those. It says, you see it says upgrade. So if you put the preservation chamber, I mean you can leave them in there, but if we were to put one in a fridge, it would never empty any slot in the fridge. It's out for automation. So if you have food coming from your farms going into the fridge, then the kitchen will never pull the last item out of the fridge. So that slot will always be reserved for whatever's in that slot.
Okay.
And then the ice unit gives the fridge the ability to provide snow and ice. This one we're going to put in because I want you to see what it does. No, it doesn't do it anymore. Oh, that's sad. It used to be that when you did that, it added one of those ice water dispensers on the front of the fridge.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But I guess they haven't added that in this version yet. So that's too bad.
So now we have a fridge and a freezer.
Basically. But they're interchangeable. There's no spoiling of food in this pack, thank goodness. Some packs have that. Where if you hold on to food for too long, it goes bad.
That's a lot of attention to detail.
Yeah. Spice of Life, the regular Spice of Life, it does things like that. Yeah, you have to
I
keep.
like our carrot edition.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then the last one is for the oven. Uh, so normally, right now, the oven requires fuel to operate. So you put coal in there, and it cooks your food. But um, with the other upgrade, you can give it basically energy, and you can use modded power to fuel the oven instead. Basically turns it into an electric oven.
And modded energy from what?
Any source of modded energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
It's
don't have that yet, though, right?
we don't know.
Okay.
It's mostly unified at this point, so we don't have to worry about like mod compatibility, which is nice. Because in the previous versions, it would be like, oh, this mod only takes this kind of energy. This mod only takes this kind of energy. So
So until then, we would put coal in just like like the furnace.
yep.
And then what
Um,
happens?
so for now,
Like I
nothing would
don't know what
happen.
any of this stuff is on like the sides.
The side is for different tools to use in cooking. That comes from
Okay.
another mod. Cooking for Blockheads is basically like a interface mod that makes cooking easier, but it doesn't add its own food.
Okay.
So, um, but like for
Oh, the door
instance,
opens when we're in when someone's in the interface.
yeah. So if you have if you look up Croptopia, which is the modded food that we're mostly using so far, like that's where all those fruit trees came from.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Oh, I
where,
recognize a lot of these.
yeah, that's where we get a lot of those tools that you'll see in the side of the oven. So if we put those in there, then we can use cooking for Blockheads to craft those foods. And I just realized I totally forgot the biggest part of this mod. Hold on 1 second. Pay no attention to the chat. Okay. Yeah, so now what you can do is you go in here, and right now there's nothing in the kitchen. There's no ingredients, so it'll tell you that. But if we were to put our crops and our meats and spices and all that stuff and tools from the mod into here, what it would do is it would tell us what foodstuffs we can make with what materials we have in the kitchen. And that takes the whole kitchen. That's what.
Okay, so I have a potato in my hand.
Yep.
And it shows me the recipe for a baked potato.
If you put the potato in a cabinet or in the fridge,
then it can also do it. Okay, cool.
yeah. So it's meant to be used as storage and cooking interface. It's not super smart with like high level crafting recipes. So like recipes where you have to make like cook the meat and then cook the veggies and then combine them together. You have to know those steps yourself. But it will do it automatically for you.
And where do we find said
recipes?
Intricate recipes?
In JEI.
Okay, so
remember how I told you can search at? If you use the at and then you list a mod name, it will list all items that mod contains.
So okay, so Croptopia is one of them. Do we have another cooking?
I don't think we have another big one. I mean, there's still, of course, the vanilla foods. Then there's Alex's mobs, which some of them drop foodstuffs, but nothing big. Let me see. I'm looking through JEI right now to double check and make sure.
To make coffee, I need a glass bottle. I need some coffee beans. We haven't found coffee beans.
No, we haven't.
Oh, we need to get on that. And then an all-purpose food press. Now, I think I saw one of these in the one of the chests,
Yep.
and I have a feeling it's because you made orange juice. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But I don't want to make any of the juices because they're like potions. You get the empty bottles back afterwards, and that's irritating to me.
Right. A smoothie
Probably the same problem, unfortunately.
is milk, soy milk, milk bottle, some ice, and then whatever fruit.
Oh, there is also another mod called Farmer's Delight that also adds a bunch of mobs or a bunch of food.
Okay. Ooh, soybeans. We don't have soybeans either.
Yeah. We'll have to look up on like the wiki or something where we go to get that kind of stuff.
Pasta with meatball.
Yeah. Like I said, very intricate recipes are available.
Okay.
And later on, I have planned for a future lesson where we learn how to automate these recipes. So you automate the farming, and then it goes into the cooking for blockheads, which we basically just use as storage, and then it comes out of the kitchen through a machine and outputs food infinitely.
It's like some of these require, like Farmer's Delight, for example. This recipe needs a cooking pot,
Uh-huh.
or can we use the cooking table in here?
The cooking pot would have to go into like the oven or
Okay.
on one of these tool racks you see up here.
Oh, is that what I'm seeing on
On the
the
left
left
side?
here
Yeah.
in the oven?
Those are
Okay.
for cooking implements.
Okay.
Yep. And then like we could fill this fruit basket with fruit and it would take the fruit out of the basket to craft with.
That's nifty.
Then we have a spice rack up here that you can put spices on.
Okay, how big is this? Because I have a kitchen, an external kitchen waiting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect.
This is just a mock-up. I mean, you can make whatever you want in whatever arrangement.
Now, do the cabinets have to be touching something?
I'm not 100% sure on
like if I put an island in the middle of the floor, is that going to?
It's going to work if you use the kitchen floor from cooking with blockheads. Basically, what that does is it unifies it. Yep.
Oh, okay.
So you
but
can.
the wall doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it has to be above one that's already there.
Okay.
I think, but I'm not 100% on that.
That's a hanging kitchen corner that doesn't hold anything.
No, it's just a connection.
Right. Because you would probably have a cabinet here, and you wouldn't be able to access. Okay.
Makes sense?
Cool. A toaster?
Yep.
Toaster's just for funsies?
Well, you can't interact with it, but having a toaster in the kitchen will allow you to make things like toast. I think there's toast in this mod. Yes.
Okay.
There's toast. Ooh, there's buttered toast. Toast with jam. Avocado toast. Toast sandwich.
I haven't had breakfast yet.
Oh, I had crackers for
You're making me
breakfast.
hungry.
That's hilarious. There is a toast sandwich, which is a piece of buttered toast in between two pieces of regular Minecraft bread.
Oh wow.
That's hilarious.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna be playing a lot in the next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, between building and cooking, I'm looking forward to eating new foods that aren't raw.
Or like cashews. Just what I'm holding in my hand.
I was like, I don't think I've eaten the cashews yet, but maybe.
Oh, you haven't? No.
I can't remember.
I haven't.
I have to go through and look at the Spice of Life book.
Okay. So before we get into the last one, well, no, we can go over this and then we have to go to the Nether in order to actually put it into practice.
Sure.
Okay, this will be quick.
Armor is totally ready for the Nether. Go ahead.
You'll be fine. Just don't forget the butter pants or helmet. Yeah. So this is where we start with Immersive Engineering. This is a multi-block structure. Immersive Engineering loves the multi-block structures.
What is Immersive Engineering?
Immersive Engineering is a it's a mechanical mod. Basically, what its purpose is to It's for tech. It makes power.
You do with it. Makes power. Okay.
Um,
Do you want to try that again? Like take two?
no, it's fine. There's not really. I mean,
Okay.
most of these mods you just play with because they're fun.
Uh-huh.
But it does produce power. It also produces some materials, I guess, that are useful later on. It also has some decorative stuff.
Allow us to power the kitchen
Yes.
or the oven? Okay.
Yes.
Oh wait, I know this. The crate thing. I've seen it in the villages.
Yes. The houses.
This is where I get my lanterns?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Those might take a while to get to though, because oh no, they're
That's
pretty
okay. I
easy.
can just keep stealing them from villagers.
Those ones are actually pretty easy to make. Okay, so we have a coke brick here. This is a coke oven, which is a 3x3 block of coke bricks. I'm trying to stay out of your way. And in order to craft 3 of them, you need this much stuff. So you need 9 recipes of this.
And a coke oven?
Yes.
I mean,
what does it do?
Coke is the beverage.
Coke is also a type of fuel. So it's
okay.
coal coke is what you create with the coke oven.
Okay.
If you go into the wooden storage crate, take out the hammer, you'll get an advancement. Hammer. And then you right-click the center face of the block, or of the coke. So like this block right here. If you right-click
it.
Yep. Boom. Now it's a coke oven. That's how Immersive Engineering creates its multi-block designs. Is you build the thing and then you right-click on a specific block and it converts it into the multi-block. So now if you right-click on any of them with an empty hand, not with the hammer, it'll take you to an interface.
Oh. Now we have a coke oven.
Yep. So now if you take this coke oven and you put some coal in, it immediately lights. And what this does is it cooks the coal into coal coke. It also produces a byproduct known as creosote oil, which you use to make treated wood, which is Immersive Engineering's like signature wood style, which is used for almost everything in Immersive Engineering that needs wood.
Nice. Yeah, it's a nice dark wood too.
It's very pretty. And this is automatable, so once we get a good source of coal, which we can get later, we can automate the production of coal coke and creosote oil. Okay. And so then we can use creosote oil for making...
waiting for it to be finished doing something.
It takes forever.
50%. Yeah,
that's why you want to automate it and usually have at least 2 or 3 of these things once you get it going.
Okay. And can you stack them on top of each other, or do they have to be next to each other, or can they not be touching at all?
They can't be touching because you need to be able to get things like hoppers and stuff into them.
Okay.
You can put them like these are with a 1 block gap. That'll work.
I'm not leaving this interface because I want to see what happens.
Oh, okay.
While it's 85%.
Yeah, it's slow. You can also do this with blocks of coal, but they take a lot longer. It's 95% now.
Oh, that's a nifty
animation. Boom.
So coal coke. Okay.
Yep, and then if you go to the liquid gauge on the side, it says creosote oil, 500 out of 1200 it's millibuckets is what the MB is.
There is something in there, but I see it.
Well, because it can take 12,000, that's a very small amount. So 1,000 millibuckets. This is something that modded does a lot more than vanilla. Vanilla has it, but we don't really care about it. 1,000 millibuckets is a full bucket. So 500 is a half bucket. So you need 2 coal converted to coal coke to get 1 bucket of creosote oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is really pretty. I like that.
So that's that.
Look. Okay.
We'll let that run. And then this one here is for the blast furnace. This is why we need to go to the nether, because we need nether brick.
Okay.
Same thing as the coke oven. You need 9 recipes worth. I believe, you can use ash bricks in place of bricks in both of these recipes. Yeah.
And am I hitting the middle
Yep.
with the hammer again?
With the hammer. And you got another advancement.
Really hot topic.
So, and this is the crude blast furnace because there are two versions of the blast furnace.
Okay.
We'll not get to the advanced one this time because we can't make it yet. We can't even technically make this, but getting nether brick and magma blocks is easy. This used to take blazes. I'm so glad they don't do that anymore. So this one has it's kind of like a furnace where you have a fuel slot and an input, and then you have two outputs instead of one. The output on the bottom outputs slag. Output on the top outputs steel. So you put coal coke in the bottom, and you put iron ingots in the top, and you get steel.
And you can't use regular coal in this. You have to use the coal coke?
Yes. Has to be coal coke, or...
Okay.
There might be charcoal coke. Let's see if that's in this version.
I feel like I've seen that in the villager thing. I didn't grab anything like that because I didn't know what it was.
There is no coal coke. Okay. Or only coal coke, rather. Some versions had different versions of coke. But so yeah. So that's the blast furnace. When we upgrade it, we'll need a lot of steel to do it, which is why we're not talking about it. But the upgraded version is automatable.
But this gives you the steel. That you
right,
need.
But it's not automatable.
Okay.
And then this is the kiln. So if you right click on any of the front face with the hammer.
Hold on.
Oh, you put it away.
Right click.
Should be, yeah, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
So now it's an alloy kiln. And this takes any fuel. If you look at the interface.
So cute.
Takes any fuel on the bottom and two different types of ingots on the top, and it creates alloys.
Okay.
If you click on the arrow, it'll show you the recipes for all possible alloys.
Oh, and it does give you alloys from other, like from Tinkers and from S-Gear. Nice. Oh, look. Stuff that I've been ignoring.
Yeah.
Nickel, silver, tin.
Yep. We're going to need...
Yeah, totally ignoring all of those in the...
Which one are we going to need? We're going to need nickel and copper for this one. Or for
nickel and copper?
For what I have planned. Right away is nickel and copper. We have nickel.
Constant tan.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Constant tan.
And this recipe here is the recipe for the bricks. It's pretty simple. Okay. All set with that? So now we come over to the last part for today's lesson. This block in the floor is a thermoelectric generator. It generates electricity passively. Currently it's not doing anything because it's not set up properly, because it's dangerous, and I didn't want you to die this time.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So what it does is it takes the difference in temperature between two blocks on either side of it and converts that difference into a measure of energy. I don't know exactly how it works. I just know that it works. I don't really need to know exactly how it works. So what you do, most people, they'll put like lava on one side and water on the other, or ice on the other, and it'll turn it into energy. It's a slow amount of energy, but it's constant, passive, and never requires maintenance.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And I don't want to click on it, so let's go into...
You can't click on it. Nothing happens.
Thermoelectric Generator, and you make it with... Oh, that's a whole bunch of... Oh, the Constantan?
Yeah, that's why I want it.
Okay.
Yeah, because each one of those plates is
steel,
2.
A copper coil block.
Yep.
Which is an LV wire coil and iron. And a stick and copper wire. I am going all the way down this rabbit hole.
I see that. When we actually build this, I'll walk you through each step of it because it's easier when
Okay.
we have all the materials in front of us. I just want you to have a basic knowledge of how it works first.
Okay.
Do you have the hammer still?
Yes,
Can I have it, please?
I do.
I want to
Hold
show
on.
you something.
I haven't changed over my
Bindings.
hotkey to throw stuff, so
Ah, okay.
I couldn't remember.
It's
Maybe
Q
in my
by
inventory.
default.
Yeah, I don't like that. I have to change that.
Oh.
But not while we're in the game.
um,
I ain't changing nothing while we're in the game.
So on top of this is the LV wire connector. LV stands
Mm-hmm.
for low voltage. The mod
Okay.
does have low, medium, and high voltage.
Okay.
You will see the wires when we don't. I don't have those right now, but we'll get them. Um, if they're energized, don't touch them. Just like in real life, they're exposed copper.
Okay.
They will shock you. The high voltage wires
Okay.
will kill you if you touch them.
Don't touch wires.
Don't touch wires. A lot of people who play with this mod have a bad habit of forgetting the wires are there and walking right through them and getting electrocuted.
Okay.
But we will do everything we can to make sure that they are kept well out of sight. There's no wires here right now. Also, there's no electricity, so it's fine.
Good habit to avoid them altogether.
Well, for medium and low voltage, there's insulated wires that won't hurt you.
Okay.
There's nothing like that for high voltage, though.
Makes sense.
Well, and high voltage wires in real life don't have insulation. So, you would string a wire from this connector to this connector, and it would transfer electricity from the generator to the accumulator, which is basically a battery.
Stores up the energy that it's collecting.
Yep. So,
Okay.
you'll see on the top, you can see a faint blue underneath the connector.
Uh-huh.
That means it's an input. This mod uses color codes for that. So blue is input, like that. And then orange is output, and no connection is nothing. You use the hammer on blocks that can change this, and right click to change. You try it. Cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's a basic understanding of how the mod works. This is all we need to know for now until we can get a little bit of setup. Because once we get
Need to get these things going.
well, exactly, we need to get these first, and then basically wait for a while before we can get into any of this stuff. But I want you to understand what we're working towards, basically. Well, after all of our lessons, we decided to go to the Nether. And yeah, so take a look. And that's going to do it for today's episode. Once again, I am saying goodbye from the window of our house. Soon I will not be doing that anymore because eventually we're going to be moving. More to come in following episodes. But until then, I hope everyone enjoyed. I'll see you